Hello from GITEX 2025. I'm here together with Roque Lozano, Senior Vice President Network Infrastructure at Nokia. Hello, nice to meet you
Hi,
again.
very nice to meet you, Ahmed. Pleasure to be here.
We just finished a very interesting session about connectivity as our foundation of economical growth in Africa. So what would you say are the takeaways from the panel and how you think can be transformed that into real action on the continent?
Okay, definitely thank you for the opportunity of inviting me to that panel. I think that the panel itself is already a success. The title, the stage, call it connectivity stage inside an exhibition of this level is already an achievement. We have been pushing connectivity relevance across all the digitalization programs everywhere in the region, and now we see that the people are getting more and more aware that everything starts with the right connectivity. Not any connectivity, with the right. We call it premium, but we can call it as you want. So one of the key takeaways that I have from the panel is that everyone is suspecting that everyone knows that, and it's not true. We've discussed about the willingness of the government. I'm sure the government has the willingness, all the government has the willingness. How we as an industry translate the tools, how we show them the money behind those investments is perhaps the area in which I think that after the panel is the more clear to way. Again, the future is depending on the sustainable solution. The sustainable is all about digital. There is no sustainability without digital.
Yes.
That is a very clear statement everywhere. If you don't have the right connectivity, you will never have the capability to benefit from the digitalization, from the digital economy. So definitely this is a very important area in which I think that panels like this help to disseminate the idea that everything starts with connectivity, and without connectivity, you cannot build any digital case.
You just mentioned that the governments need to be aware of the, let's say, money potential which is behind the revenue potential behind connectivity. So how can you help as a private sector company to convince them, to show them the bigger picture?
So first of all, what we're trying to do is to be more clear on the benefits, okay? So when we talk about connectivity, one of the key factors is monetization of that connectivity. And so then that you don't need to wait the 3, 4, or 5 years until the end of the project to get the money back. You can really monetize from the very first steps of the network, from the very first step of the deployment to get the money back and to invest in connectivity to increase the digitalization penetration in a particular area.
Do you see a big change in terms of political will after the last years, especially with topics coming up now, AI, data centers, etc.?
We see across the entire region, from the very sophisticated Middle East economy with very powerful investment funds behind, to South Africa, to Nigeria, to Kenya, to Morocco, we see them everywhere. In everywhere there is a clear concern. Still, again, I back to the point of before, we have to be more clear of how to do the things and how to do the things sustainable. This is not to make a simple basic solution to get, no, this is a real world-class broadband service to deliver the digitalization benefit, to deliver the transformation of the company, of the area.
In terms of movement from the public sector, do you see that things are accelerating now faster? If you look at topics like AI, investing into data centers, it changed the dynamics.
Absolutely, it's changed. AI is changing the dynamic because make more visible what is unavoidable is that you have to be in the digital race. You can start today, you can start tomorrow, but you have to start very soon. You will go too faster, you will go slower, but you have to start. We believe that the big problems have very practical solutions. You don't need to boil the ocean first. We believe that there is a set of blueprints, a set of solutions that can bring a small example, a small success stories that you can build on from that one to digitalize a full region. But you don't need to hold the whole continent on the same spot. So I think that understanding the positive impact of digitalization is a fundamental one. When the people see and touch that, the people will go with a higher energy to scale that across the entire economy or the entire geography.
So you could confirm that the awareness changed in the public sector?
There is definitely change. All the governments have a digital agenda. All the governments have the word of AI. The point that I think was from us, from our sector, we have to make them able to action it.
Yeah.
In a very practical way to catch up the evolution as soon as possible. And again, you don't need a super investment for 10 years of outcome. You can do very simple targeted corridors, very simple and targeted connectivity in the underserved areas, or you can make a data center accessible to the metro or to the technical parks to make the benefit of that use case. So definitely there is a lot of very easy, low-hanging fruit that can show the path and generate the environment to invest more and more in digitalization.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time, Roque.
Thank you.
It was Tech Africa News from GITEX 2025. You can find more on techafricanews.com.